Bumps and bruises, scratches and scrapes, some of the ingredients that a good life makes. But sorrows become success. And as we aim for the top, we will pause if we must, but we will never stop. Welcome to Sim-So Sessions. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Sim-So Sessions. This is the safe space to share your stories. Tonight, I am honored to sit with educator, life coach, content creator, caregiver, and caterpillar, now entering her butterfly phase. Despite her wings taking a bit of a battering, she refuses not to fly, and she's here with me tonight, sharing the light she's now living after being in a dark place for almost 4 decades. 4 decades. Carla Moore is my guest in the big chair tonight. It's good to have you.
It's good to be here.
Butterfly, turning, building your wings.
It was a time.
On the way up and on the way down. It's good to have you, Carla. You say you're in, your life has been a phase of seasons, phases and seasons, and now you're in your G season, which is grappling, grace, gratitude. What's in energy?
I feel like them that.
Giving and giving.
Oh, yes.
Giving yourself the nutrients you deserve.
Yes.
But this is after a season of a lot of self-things, self-doubt, self-rejection, self-punishment, lack of self-love. So what happened in the last year and in the last summer in particular to change the trajectory of your life?
This last summer I was home, and I was home with both of my parents, which is a weird thing because my parents have been divorced for years, and yet my mother is now a part of my father's caregiving team. And I was home with them and my dog them, and I said no to a lot to create room for myself to just be. And I didn't know it was happening until the end of the summer when I said, but I feel different. I feel grounded. I feel free. I feel like an adult.
Oh.
I know. I don't feel like a
in a good adulting phase.
In a good way.
Yeah.
Not because adulting is kind of a scam.
Yes.
Which we know. It is them sign off on it, them scam with them, chop the line, everything like that. But in the good way, in that, you know, when you look at real adults and a situation comes and them just manage it, them angle it. I've never had that feeling. It has always felt like there was a child that was forced to manage this situation. And at the end of this summer, for the first time, I feel like I'm an adult walking in the world. And I think it was because of that, being in that cocoon, being in that home space, getting that time with both of my parents and just me, decompressing. And I think there's a lot of work that I've done that it finally reached critical mass and it culminated.
You're seeing the results now.
Yeah.
Because you're a worker. You've been working on yourself. Sometimes you're just doing the wrong work, but you did the wrong work for 10 years. We're going to get into it. But you've had to literally learn, Carla, to love who you are after a long season of not enoughness.
Yeah.
You've never been able to look in the mirror and say, I'm enough.
No.
Like when you look, you say, but why people like me?
Yeah.
Or what more can I do for people to like me more? Because you never loved you.
No.
And so what was all of that? Where was all of that coming from?
I can speak about it because I've spoken about it with my mother. When I was 2, my father spoiled me. Let's start there. My father spoiled me. I was his only daughter. And my father is generally the type of person that believes that if you have a daughter, she's supposed to get everything that she wants. She mustn't struggle. My father, so he was very indulgent in that way. My mother's idea of how you raise a daughter is very different. And my mother left when I was 2 to go to work in Mobay. And what happened is
you were in Linstead.
I was in Linstead, and she would come back and she would see that I had become more and more spoiled. And so now she felt like she needed to fix me.
That's right.
And our relationship became that. So she would come home on Friday night, and between Friday to Sunday, she's trying to fix the damage that my daddy did in the week. And so I became like almost like this thing that she was working on. And I don't know if you know, but Friday to Sunday short. It's a lot to get done in very little time. And so some of the softness that should have been there, that left. And it became this very kind of strict, critical voice, which for better or for worse became the voice that I used to talk to myself.
Correct. And the key takeaway we got from that when we spoke, certainly I did, was, and what we need to share with parents who are watching, is that children form their opinions of themselves early.
Very early.
And they're forming them based on what you feed them with.
Yes. The voice that you use to talk to your child and the voice that you use to talk about the world becomes the voice in your child's head. And you can try to fix it at 12, 16, 18. It's cement. It's
Foundation
locked in.
set.
It's foundation. Now what we have is the child has to go to therapy to change that voice.
Gotcha.
Because it's locked in. And I can talk about it because my mother and I have grappled with this for years. And we've spoken about the impact of it. And in the course, we've also understood the pain that my mother had.
Right. Because a lot of his generational, and they don't know, Carla.
I know.
They're doing the best with what they have.
Yes. And my mother, the way that my mother mothered me created the type of person who could say to her, this hurts.
Fantastic.
And I don't know if you know, like if you knew what you were doing. And in the course of that, me talking to her about the little girl that I was, we started to talk about the little girl that she was.
Yeah.
And her experiences with racism and being the only black child in the community and the voice that she spoke to herself with as a result of that, and her dreams for me and how I would move through the world and how that informed the way that she was dealing with me. You know, but intention and impact is two different things.
That's right, that's right. But the irony is that after you started getting into this place where you felt you needed to fix yourself, I'm broken, I need to fix, I need to fix, I need to fix, she was the one saying to you, Carla, what are you doing?
Yeah.
You're not broken.
Yes.
Why are you doing all of these fix it things?
Yes. Why is the shelf of self-help books looking so heavy? Why is it that every time you have an interaction with somebody, you come away asking yourself what you should have done to make it better and what you need to fix about yourself? My mother is the one, because my mother's personality is, I am B. Angela Moore. That she'll tell you, you know, and she's the type of person that she will ask people, do you know who I am? And I'm like, Mommy, them don't know who. Like, girl, you know, Andrew?
They should know.
They should know. I'm like, are you Babsy? But she has that.
Yeah.
And so she would be like, why do you think that you need to bend all the time for the world? You don't need to do that. And this is the part that Sim never did. I get the part here. If them don't like you, let them dislike you. There are worse things in life.
We could talk about it on the other side, because the amount of pretzel and incarnations and permutations you try to fall yourself into for people to like you. Because you disliked yourself so much. We'll talk about that on the other side with Carla. She's shared a lot of this in social media, by the way, so it's good to have her in the chair to expound. We'll be right back with her after this. All right, folks, we're back with Carla. More Talk JA is her handle. You can find her expounding on all things mental health. She chronicles her journey very vividly and very candidly, and I love that for you, because you make people know that they're not alone on their journey. You spent so much time, you spent decades for everybody doing things you did not want to do. You're a people pleaser, you're aboving and beyonding for the wrong people. People were depleting you, but you felt like this was what you had to run into for years to get people to like you and stay liking you, because you felt so poorly about who you were. You said you spent many weeks, you know, Just bar hopping. He's got to drive home the car. I mean, you were just in a bad
Yeah.
place.
I had a time.
You had a time.
I had a time. There was a time when, and I was also young, so I didn't have the tools, you know.
Correct.
But there was 3 bars a night. 3 bars a night. And I remember at the time I was working at the Ministry of Health, I would do 3 bars a night and then a monster for breakfast. And I was working at, the nutritional value was questionable, but the vibes were immaculate. The vibes were immaculate. Yes. I was working at the Ministry of Health, and my boss, I was sitting across from her, and she's like, "Why are you shaking?" I said, "I'm not shaking." And she's like, "You need to go home. You need to have a meal. You need to have a nap. And when you come back tomorrow, we're going to get into why the only thing I see you consuming is a monster." And it's complicated because I was also happy at times. So it's not like I'm in this desolate space and it's only bad happening. I had great friends, I had community, I had found a theater, I was expanding in terms of the person that I was, but there was also things that I was avoiding. And I'm very good at avoidance. I'm very good at avoidance, yes.
Lock it away and throw.
Of course, I love a black box. It's not just for planes.
Funny thing is, although you were doing that, Miss, you said you were very clearly hearing whispers and then shouts from God to say,
"This not working. It's not working."
But you were not listening.
I wasn't listening. No, I am azard. You know, and them say stick back in your ears? It's me. God, there are a couple times that God did have to clap me down, you know. Generally, I will hear a question, and it will be a question like, "Who are you when you're not the person that everybody can depend on?" The most recent clapdown was 2022, when my right arm stopped working completely.
You just woke up?
I just woke up.
And your right arm didn't?
No, we refused. And all the conversation, it wasn't responsive, right? I tried to have a safe space with my right arm. It wasn't safe. Hot full, couldn't move. I work for myself.
Yeah.
Go through the process, realize that I had a small accident years ago, gravel. And apparently, because following that accident, didn't go and get anything checked because you feel all right.
To be clear, your car ended up over a hill.
Right.
And was stopped on the way down by a tree.
Yeah, man. It never that bad. Like when you say it so small.
You say small accident.
Same when you say it.
Okay, sorry. I just wanted to clarify that.
We went up a hill and were stopped by a tree. But it was a small tree on a small hill.
Got it.
But we never check it. And then we got into our work swag.
Yeah.
And we started thinking that our work is who we are. And we're working 18 hours a day, 7 days a week, for years on end. And the spine compress and it compress and it compress. And liquid was supposed to, the spine leak out.
Okay.
And one day the hand said, "I quit." Went to the neurosurgeon. And the neurosurgeon said, "You've been walking around like this?" And I said, "Well, obviously, like, what? Sir, I have work." And he told me that I could sit up for 3 hours a day. See what I'm supposed to do in 3 hours a day? 3 hours a day, I've just started making my to-do list.
Yeah.
I hope he's watching. I want him to know. Anyways, he's very supportive, lovely man, but honestly, doing too much. And the hand, girl, and you know what happened next?
Yes, I do, but I'll allow you to tell it.
So that happened in September. December, my friend is driving me. I'm lying down in the back. I still can't drive. We had to lean into community. We hated it. A man crashed in the back of my car. The following June, I'm driving myself. A man crashed into the back of my car. And at that point, the left arm decides that it felt left out. And so now it's compromised. So I only have 60% strength in either arm. So that was the cough. But I got back up and I continued doing the same foolishness.
You did not learn, Carla.
I learned, but
what was the lesson? What was the messaging in
slow down.
Yes.
Slow down. You can't do everything, and you're carrying too much. You're carrying too much. You have to let some of it go, and you have to treat yourself like you're a human and you're a person and you're deserving of care.
Right.
And you can't just let go your body because you're pursuing working 4 full-time jobs at the same time, and you can't be at 150% every day. You're just a human. But I think you and I both know I'm very resistant to that message.
Correct.
Of just being a human.
Also, the occupation with occupation.
Yes.
And then looking one day at the 4,000 flyers you have out there with all these gigs you're doing.
Yeah.
And struggling to wonder how you're going to pay your light bill.
Because I really was worried that JPS would come down the driveway. But I had multiple, my face was on a flyer a day. Yeah. It was hard for me to learn the lesson, and I'm not going to talk to you like I'm out of it. I'm still in the lesson.
Yeah.
God did have to put me flat on my back with nothing else to do but pay attention to my thoughts for me to accept how dark the place that I was at. You know, when there's no distraction, you feel the truth. Me did have to go lie down for 21 hours a day to feel it. And then I realized that I was severely depressed. And I think that's when things started to turn and start to move upward.
COVID was a tough time for many people.
Yeah.
It was a good time for you.
COVID was a blessing for me.
We're going to talk about that and how that helped her to start to turn the tide. We're back on the other side with Carla after this. All right, folks, we are back with Carla Moore, and we are talking through her journey of self-discovery, right? And where she's at a good place now, having been in a dark place for a long time. Again, as you say, it's a process, Carla, and this is something you've been carrying for a long time because suicidal ideation has been your constant life companion. And that sounds strange to say, but from your conscious, like, from your school days?
From high school days, yeah. From high school days. My transition to Kingston was fraught. My parents were separating. I was going to a school where I knew nobody. They didn't even know my school existed. They might ask me a question like, do you know what a microwave is? And them type of thing there. And I'm going to Campion, right? Which, big up Campion Hill, or Campion Hill, also Beauty Queen Factory. Fantastic. Skinny, brown. Hair that goes like this. So transitioning to Campion as like a little fat girl is a different thing.
From the country.
From the country was a different thing for me. And at that point, it was just too much. And I think people misunderstand that about suicidal ideation. What you're looking for is a break. I'm tired.
Say that again, Carla.
What a lot of people, suicidal ideation, you're looking for a break. You're just tired. Sometimes you'll hear people say, I wish me could have just sleep and nobody wake up. Or, I wish I could sleep and wake up 5 years down the road. Honey, that's called death. You don't sleep and wake up 5 years down the road. You're in a coma or you're dead, right?
In the rapture.
It's the rapture. You've been called up, right? So, good. From then, and you know, when the times get hard, and I realized that when I've been betraying myself, it comes up. When I haven't been living in line with who I actually am, it comes up because your life starts to feel impossible. And it must feel impossible because it's not my life.
Yours. There you go now. Something you said to me that was so powerful. You said, you know, at your core, you are loud.
Yeah.
You are funny. You are witty. You're a big personality.
Yeah.
But a big girl can't have a big personality because you are adding weight.
Yeah. And you can't be big. Like you try to keep your silhouette as small as possible because how dare you be unapologetically big? How dare you be big and choose to add bigness? It's not to be done. You should want to be small. And if you can't physically be small, your behavior should show that you have a desire for smallness.
So you shrank.
So you shrank. You shrink. I did.
You shrunk into small.
I did. And then, in addition to, you know, suicidal ideation, just because of, you know, mental pain, I have PMDD, right? Which is premenstrual dysphoric disorder, which is, if you imagine PMS, but then you multiply it times 1,000, that's what PMDD is. The whole body hurts. You can barely convince yourself to get up out of bed, and just putting your foot on the ground can hurt, but you hit depression hard. And for some people, like me, I'm doing better now, but every month, Suicidal,
Every month
yes.
You have suicidal.
Yeah.
As a result of PMDD.
Yeah, it's a part of my menstrual cycle.
Oh my God, Carla.
To hit it. And even though you know it's coming, when it clap you, it still clap you. And now imagine trying to explain that to people, that every month I feel suicidal. Then I'm going to tell you, say you're mad.
They're going to tell you that you're mad.
You know?
Here comes COVID now.
Yeah.
You have time.
I do.
So you go and you get life coaching certification.
Yes.
And you did that because why?
I needed the skills for myself first. I needed to know how to support myself. I needed to understand myself. And I think that's in some way tied to my purpose, which is, I hate when people feel alone. I hate when you have a room full of people and they all have the same experience, but because they're so ashamed, they won't talk about it. And then we're all sitting there feeling alone while we could have carried the burden together. And I think a part of my purpose is to be open about some of the things I've been through so that we can break through some of that aloneness. And I understand the privilege that I have. I am university educated, I'm brown, I can't talk English if I want to talk it, all of these types of things. There are rooms that I can get into and spaces that I can get into that other people won't be able to get into. I don't take that for granted. And so I'm willing to go out there and be visible because my privilege offers me buffers so I can say some things that other people might be afraid to.
Right.
I went and did the life coaching certification because me did need to know how to coach myself, and then I needed to know how to coach others because
From a place of knowing what they're going through feels like.
Yeah, because I truly believe that we deserve a magnificent life,
Yes.
I believe that with all of my heart, but there are blockades, and we need to either surpass them or transform them, whatever. And a lot of time it's here. I am the block. I'm an advocate. I know how to solve what's going out in the world. I was challenging me home.
That's
me.
That's right.
And so COVID, yeah, man, everybody was baking bread. I was doing a certification to become a life coach.
You know what's funny about that and paradoxical at the same time is that people hear you as a life coach and then they see the videos you share about the days when you don't even want to go in the shower.
Yeah.
About the days when you're supposed to exercise and you do the Pilates standing up in the bath.
In the bath.
That's all you can manage, Carla.
Yeah.
The days when you want to go and work out but you don't want anybody to see you sweat.
Yeah.
Because what are people going to say if they see you sweaty?
Yeah.
And you're sharing all these real things and they say, but she's a life coach. She should be doing better. But you're stripping it right down to the fact that at the core of it, we're all just human beings.
People accuse me on social media of dragging them. They're like, every day I come and drag. First, I dragged myself. I dragged me first. And after I get the drape up and I said this drape up was useful, now I'll spread the drape up to the community.
Correct.
Yeah, it's community service.
Yeah, we appreciate it. And it's free. But a lot of that, you said something earlier, and I want to go back to that before we take this break, is you said that there is a part of you that feels like you are just a little girl, like trying to make your way through things. And a lot of that is because, Carla, at 7, you went through something that you hadn't quite processed until one day you processed it when you could talk about it outside of Jamaica. You actually were a victim of sexual assault.
Yeah, at 7 years old, I was
at
sexually
7?
assaulted. Yeah. By our gardener.
By your gardener.
Yeah. And I had to leave. It's not that my family dealt with it. It's not a situation where we didn't acknowledge it, but to talk about it and let it become something about my identity that I was willing to acknowledge in a real way. No, I had to go to Canada. I had to get away from people who knew me. So I could grapple with how acknowledging this might change my perception of myself without being overly concerned with how it would change their perception of me. Yeah.
There we go again with the concern about what the other folks think.
Yeah.
But another important point in here, Carla, these things happen to children of people who you know who is there. You trust the gardener on your kids. There's a key takeaway here for parents and guardians, which is what?
you have to make sure your child is comfortable talking to you. We'd love to vet everybody that's going to come around our child. And we'd like to think that the person who will abuse our child looks like a villain. They don't. They look like the auntie, the uncle, the gardener, the person that you trust. You have to create a space that if this thing happens, the first thing your child thinks is, I should go and tell my parent. They are not going to judge me. They are going to love me. They want to hear, and they make me feel safe in the world. I ask my nieces and my nephews, I talk to them openly about it, and I let them know if anything should ever happen, tell auntie. I don't presume I live in a world where that might not be something that they face, but I can be present and visible as somebody that they can talk to about it. I may tell them, I may ask them, I may remind them all the time.
All right. Punto final for this moment. We're back with more with Carla after this. All right, folks, we're back with Carla. Carla has been doing a lot of self-work from a place of self-punishment and well, heap of bad self-things. But she's doing the work. And you started, you say, working on yourself in earnest after a very bad relationship in 2008 went belly up. Although you went back after that, Carla.
Sure did.
You are a self.
I'm a sucker for punishment.
But after that ended, by the way, that relationship, also seeking validation, that robbed you of a lot.
Yeah.
That left you on your face.
Yes. Almost in the hospital at one point. Sadly, not at the last point. Even after it almost left me in the hospital, I went back to the relationship. The relationship was perfect in that every negative belief I had about myself was reflected back to me in the relationship. But it was on a fabulous, thick, juicy cake of kindness that I could not offer to myself.
You call narcissism.
Yes. Peak narcissist, right? Textbook. So you just imagine somebody who is the kindest, most loving thing that you have ever encountered, but then you're basically dead to them. And then circle back to the kindness, most loving, and then you're dead to them again.
Crazy.
But Sim, it would not have worked if I didn't share the beliefs about me that they were projecting to me. So them did have something who can't pan.
Right. But when you discovered that now, you started to say, no more of this. I'm going to work on myself. And for 10 years, you worked on yourself until you realized 10 years later you were doing the wrong work.
Yes, because I was starting from the perspective that I needed to be fixed. Something is wrong. I wasn't trying to identify the parts of me that hurt and heal them. I had made a decision that everything about who I am was a problem. And the only way that I could be valuable and worthwhile was to be completely different from who I am. So the way that I talk, the way that I think, it got to the point where when something would happen and my initial reaction, I would immediately query it. Because if you think about it long enough, you'll see that the way you think about it is wrong. And it got to a point, it felt like I had no skin. I had picked myself raw. It felt like even the breeze passing me would hurt because I wasn't coming from a place where I wanted to love myself and to discover wholeness in myself. It came from a place of thinking that I needed to radically change myself.
So to be clear and to make the distinction, you were working to fix yourself instead of to try to heal from the things that had hurt you into where you were.
Yes.
And that's a mistake a lot of people make.
Yes. Yes, and I think even the self-help industry, it doesn't draw that distinction clearly enough. You know, it's change who you are. You can transform this and transform that. I knew who I was when I was at Picnic. I was very clear on who I was. Maybe she wasn't everybody's cup of tea, but she was 100% clear on who she was. And she did happy in who she was. And I think when I got to that place that I said, okay, maybe go back. Maybe going back, the answer is there, is when the healing started. What did you used to enjoy?
As a child.
As a child, what used to make you feel free? You used to love run up and down. You used to love climb tree. You used to love pick up mango and man. Go and do that. You used to love just be goofy. Go and do that. There's a way that becoming an adult tames you.
I'm telling you.
And it restrains you.
Robs you of a lot of joy.
Rob you of joy. And by the time you're done, you're just a shadow, paying bills and unpacking your trauma. No, I'll unpack the trauma, but I'm definitely going to have fun alongside it, because the gag is, I'm already halfway through my life.
That's right.
I'm 43. So if I double that, I make it to 86, which is a solid life. And the last 43 went by so fast.
You're also at a place where you're looking at the 43 and you're saying, gosh, my hair looks different.
Everything.
Everything looks different. Am I beautiful? Am I...
This is a political choice, this hairstyle.
Yes.
Because the moment that I heard I was going to be with you on the show tonight, I'm going to put in some braids. Maybe I should get a wig. And I don't have listen, I love a braid. Mwah. I love a boho, top tier. But then I realized I got to this place where I started to feel like I'm ugly without it.
Gotcha.
As one braid come out, the next braid go in, because I don't want to see myself. And that got more pronounced as I started to look older, right? Of course, you can't look 20-something anymore. You're not 20-something anymore. And I realized that in addition to all of that, picking myself apart that I had done, now I was picking myself apart because I was a woman approaching middle age who looked older. And I said, no, we're not going to do that. I cannot convince myself that every single time something special happens to me, my own natural hair can't make it. So that's why the afro is with us today.
Yeah, the afro is lovely.
Thank you. I channel my mama.
You look lovely.
And we matched him. We matched.
I know. Because now you're in a place where you say let's talk about the place of giving.
Yeah.
So you're giving yourself the right nutrients.
Yes.
And you mean that in every
sense of the word.
Like we talk through that.
I used to think healthy eating meant starving yourself. Healthy eating meant not eating. No. How could you imagine? Healthy eating means eating. I used to, by 2 o'clock in the day, done, no energy. Brain unclear, can't process anything. Getting out of bed, feel like I have to drag myself. But I convinced myself that no matter what I was eating too much, because I'm fat. And you know you can't live off of your fat. Jamaicans think you can do a clear year off of the fat. Right? Heaven forbid you be seen in public eating while fat, crime, criminal offense. And then I said, okay, but suppose me nourish myself. See? Fiber, yes. Protein, love it. 3 meals a day, chock full of meals.
And you're losing weight.
And I'm losing weight. Who would have thought eating was the key to losing weight? Diet books everywhere are quaking. The leaves are shaking. Yeah, I feel good. I have the energy to live my life. I don't immediately want to fall into bed at night because I'm running on fumes. And I'm eating the types of meals that I would normally look at and go, no, sir, that the meal they heavy. Away I go with 3 eggs and the entire plate of salad. Plus, I go put... Yes, I am feeding myself. I am intentionally giving in abundance. I stop stingy with myself. It means, say, all right, I'm no longer buying the cheapest thing that's available, because this one I'm buying for other people.
Yeah, man.
Top of the line.
Yeah, man.
But when it comes to me, give me 3 of the cheapest one and then mash up by tomorrow.
Yes, yes.
I am now looking at it and saying, I'm going to buy the thing that's midline. We're getting closer to the top, Sim. It's a journey.
Yes, it is.
I'm going to buy the thing that's midline, and I'm going to treat myself as though I am someone I value.
You deserve.
That I deserve. And you would be shocked the transition that's happened.
Yeah.
How so many of my mental health challenges have kind of just calmed down since I've started nourishing myself. And since I've said no to enough things to give myself the space to just go walking.
And enough
now
people.
imagine.
Without caring.
Without care, without constantly. And also, when the guilt come up, you ride the wave and you let it pass.
Yes, girl.
Yeah.
I love this for you.
Me too.
And so do those around you. It's time for your good vibes. Run it, Laura.
Yay.
Girl, it's been a while, it's been a minute since we've connected, but you know that our friendship is of that caliber where even if we don't see each other in years, when our paths cross, the vibe is always there, the foundation is strong. I just want to take this opportunity to tell you I love you. Your friendship means so much to me, and I can't wait till we actually get to connect again. Loving what you're doing out there, wishing you the very best. Continue to be the stellar intellect that you are and share your knowledge with the world. Lots of love, girl. Mwah! Love you. See you soon.
I get a nice little opportunity now to tell you how proud I am of you and how much I love you and just how much I appreciate you. You're an amazing person. You do so much. I don't know how you do all of these things that you do. Social media, making us, keeping us up to date with the things them, and also teaching, going to school and being life coach and taking care of family and all of these things. But it just goes to show that you really are an amazing person, and all of us who know you are so thankful to have you. And we just wish the best for you. I hope God gives you all the desires of your heart and that you just keep on soaring to the top. Love you, sis.
Carla, you've stretched far beyond the generations before you, and your ancestral lineage is proud, lighting the trail in everything you touch, turning it to platinum and conquering new world. And that is why you are a lifetime goodie, always shining, always extraordinary. I'm profoundly proud of you. Every step you've taken, every role you've carried has been extraordinary. Every turn and every chapter, in every season or for whatever reasons, I will always be Team Carla and I'll always have you back. It's been amazing. It's been amazing to watch you grow, to heal and to turn your journey into medicine that feeds the hearts and minds of so many. You've bared your soul, and your very essence has become a mirror for anyone blessed to encounter you. Through your classroom, your research, your words, and your presence. From tilts to honey and lime to more talk JA, every all where your name is spoken, I am in awe of you and honored to know the person behind the name. You are phenomenal. You are unstoppable. You are a powerhouse and always deeply loved.
Hey Carla, I just want to remind you of how much you are appreciated, not only by me, but also by everyone who is lucky enough to know you. You have this way of bringing light and positivity into every situation, which is just a fraction of why I'm grateful to have you in my life. I can't picture my world without you in it, and I have no interest in ever imagining a world that does not include you. You are loved more than you will ever know. To quote Alanis Morissette, you see all my light and you love my dark. Thank you for being my everything.
Hey Carla, I'm so happy that the world is finally getting to see the person I've known all these years. You know, the kind, the funny, the intelligent, the selfless person that you are. You know, over the years, I've seen you take on many challenges, and one thing remains constant no matter what the outcome is. You always remain true to yourself, and that inspires me to do the same. I also admire the fact that everything you do is in service of others. That kind of selflessness is needed in this world today, and it's rare, so never lose it. I wish you continued success. I wish you happiness and everything that's good in this world.
I just want you to know that you are one of the greatest blessings in my life. Carla, you're such a beautiful soul. You're kind, you're strong, and we don't know, say you're full of holy polite, Carla. And being able to walk this journey of life with you is really such a privilege and an honor. I am so proud of everything you have achieved, Carla. Even those things where you think say you have to celebrate, and I'm even more excited to see the greatness that is still ahead of you, because I know, Carla, you're going to continue to do incredible things and be the incredible person that you are. Carla, I just want you to know that you are deeply cherished, right? And you will always be celebrated. Love you, Carla.
Carla Moore, we love you so much. And I'm here to tell you that we are so proud of the achievements. From the very first day we trauma bonded at high school, where we were left at school for very late hours by ourselves, we made the best of it. And that's how our friendship blossomed. It blossomed out of the fact that we were loved beyond measure, and we had some hardworking parents who had some very long hours. But what's more important is there's always some lemonade that you can make out of lemons. And we took the opportunity to spend as much time as we could together, just kind of hanging out and learning about each other's families. Carla is very intertwined in my family, and I am intertwined in hers completely. And that has just kind of made our bond almost immovable and unbreakable. I am so excited about the PhD program that you're in. And I'm happy that I'll be able to walk and collect my PhD adjacent, because every single thing that Carla does in terms of this PhD, I'm with her every step of the way. Largely because I'm kind of interested, and I will be able to get my gender studies PhD adjacent. So watch out for me, world. I'm coming for you. My friend Bright, and she can break it down to me, and if me can't catch it, everybody are gonna know too. Anyway, thank you so much again for this opportunity, Simone, to just tell Carla how much I love her, how much she means to me, and the rest of the world will be able to see it too. Love, peace, and chicken grease.
Just want to say I love you and I support you. All the great work you do, activism, commercials, teaching, all that, I think it's wonderful. Please keep up all the great work. I love when I come to Jamaica and walk around and everybody's excited over my celebrity little sis. See you soon. Love you.
Darling Carla, you make me so proud as you walk this beautiful passage called life. I watch you change. I watch you try to make yourself better every step of the way you go. This family has been blessed to have had you as part of it. Your care for your parents, your brothers, your nieces, your nephews, the way you take care of your students at school, you're just a miracle. And as the doctor said when you were born, you were a miracle. And as you continue to show this world how great a miracle you are. I'm so proud of you, and I'm very blessed to call you my daughter friend. Love you, Carla. Love you, love you, love you.
Well, it's seminar ball. We failed. Sim. Oh my gosh.
It's not a test. You didn't fail anything.
Oh my goodness.
Daughter friend. I've never heard that phrase before.
Yeah.
Yeah. Your mom told us you're the best thing that ever happened to her. That's beautiful coming from where you guys are coming from.
If I had to choose, I would choose her again.
Oh, gosh.
It's complex. It's the relationship I've had to work on the most in my life. But if I had to choose, I would choose her again. Okay. Because when you talk about what friendship is supposed to be, when you talk about ride or die, that's my mother. You know? If it's something as simple as, Mommy, I need to go up on a show, I'm left the frack on my bay, can you get it to me? To, Mommy, I need to come home for a year and I need you to not ask me why. She's gonna.
She was going to Belize.
The lady was in Belize buying land. She was actually shopping for land. Yeah.
And you told her you needed to come home for a year.
Yeah.
And she came home.
Yeah. She came home and she's been home. And I've been living, well, now I'm mostly in Kingston, but yeah, that's where I live. So.
Mother's love.
A mother's love. It has shaped me. It has steadied me. Yes, it has caused me pain, but I would not trade her because I know the depth of my mother's feeling and her care and her commitment.
You have a beautiful village. All right, let's lit things with this lady before we leave, take a break, and we'll come right back to look at her outlook on the rest of her life. We'll be right back. Back with Carla, everybody, to lead the show. You, my love, are now looking at life through a different lens. You're exploring how you view the world, how you experience the world, and now you're looking at new experiences and mindset change. Carla, this is a full battery pull.
Yes.
Are you scared?
Yes.
Good.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm launching myself into the unknown. All the, so much of what I've built my life on, I'm letting it go. Or I'm looking, I'm shifting 2 inches to the right, 2 inches to the left. I don't know what's coming. I have no idea. I'm curious. I am excited. But I'm afraid because what now? The ways that I used to process things, I know how to do that. I know how to work those levers in the machine. When you take that way, what now?
But those levers didn't serve you.
They didn't. But they were mine.
But they were yours.
And I knew how to use them. And familiarity.
Yes, a comfortable discomfort.
It is comforting. It is terrible for you, but it is comforting. But I want different.
Yeah.
I want to see what else is there. When I was 12, 13, and I first realized I was suicidal, I made a promise to myself that I wouldn't do it because I knew that there had to be something else. And now I can see there's something else. And I want that little girl to see it through my eyes.
Beautiful.
I want her to see
your
it.
place of happiness now, you're saying that happiness feels like freedom and autonomy.
Yes.
Like you're finally in control.
Yes, yes. I have healed enough that the 7-year-old me who was navigating the world, I was stuck there because of the trauma. She was out here trying to figure out life. And I've healed enough that I can say to her, baby, sit down. I can handle this. I should have been handling it. I'm the adult. And now she can become somebody that I love and I play with and I talk to. And as I was on my way here, I spoke to her and I said, I'm going on TV. And I want you to know that you're part of the reason that I'm going there. And I'm going on TV not because I'm acting like anybody else. They invited me to come on TV because I was acting like myself.
That's right.
And I said to her, baby, I want you to know that there is nothing wrong with you. And there never was. And I'm honoring you by coming to this place as myself. And I'm showing you that there was nothing that was ever wrong with you. You're fat and chunkins and you're loud and you come from country. And that's a beautiful combination. And I love that about you.
You're honoring her and you're honoring us by sitting here sharing the story. What's the tattoo on your foot say?
The tattoo on my foot says, let me be strong.
Aye.
I have been asking for strength for years. When I went away to school for 1 year in 2000, and I was doing For Colored Girls, the play. And when I was waiting in the back for the lights to come on, I would always say to myself, let me be strong, let me be strong, let me be strong. And I found this tattoo. I know that life has things that I'll have to overcome. I don't lie to myself. And I don't think that when my life gets better, it will automatically get easier. But I know that I'll be stronger.
Yeah.
And I know that I will stop putting off the living part of my life until I feel I've reached some perfect version of myself. I am trying to put more living into my life. And that's where I am now. And if it slows me down in some areas, fine. Because I was only able to go at that speed because of the things I was ignoring and the things we never put in the car. Like joy and excursions and adventure and time with my friends and experiences.
Memories.
And so the car slow now. And that's okay.
Slow is good. You get the chance to enjoy the view.
I can say, look that building. I didn't know that one was going up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let me be strong. That is my wish for all of us, really. And the strength you exhibited today shows me that you are wearing that tattoo for a reason, because I know life is a journey, but you are at that destination. Strength is where you live. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So much.
Thank you.
What a great chat. I've drawn so much inspiration from this lady. She don't even know. Let's lead the show with our affirmation. All right, guys, so sometimes when you're going through hard times, you feel the light that people talk about being at the end of the tunnel is really a fast-moving train, and it has you squarely in its path. And the truth is that some days you really feel like you've been hit hard and you swear that you are done for. And then you realize, like, I'm still breathing. So there's got to be a reason I am here. You know, we hear people say it may be long, but it's not forever. It's a wise saying, but many people have lived it and proven it, you know. You may be down, but you are not out. And as long as we are alive, we will never say die. So tonight we are affirming, yes, life is a battlefield, but I am a warrior. And that is our soul food and our show for this evening. Thank you very much for watching. We are back next week with another story of the power of the human spirit. And until then, every blessing. And please remember to count your blessings.